Not everyone in your life is meant to stay. It's a hard truth to accept, isn't it? We form bonds, invest our energy, and build expectations around the people we let into our lives. Friends, family, co-workers, or romantic partners. Relationships often come with an unspoken promise that they'll be fulfilling, enriching, and at the very least, positive. But reality doesn't always align with that ideal. Sometimes, the people we hold closest are the ones who harm us the most. The truth is, no matter how much history, love, or obligation you share with someone, their presence in your life isn't always a good thing. And learning to recognize when someone is bad for you is one of the most important steps toward protecting your well-being and personal growth. Toxic relationships don't always announce themselves with flashing red flags. They can be subtle, insidious, and hard to pinpoint, especially when emotions are involved. Often, we find ourselves making excuses. Maybe they're just going through a tough time. Maybe I'm being too sensitive. Or the most dangerous one, maybe I deserve this. These justifications keep us tethered to relationships that drain our energy, stifle our growth, and leave us feeling worse instead of better. But here's the thing, you don't have to stay. You have the right to walk away from people who hurt you, no matter who they are. And that's what this discussion is about, learning to identify the signs that someone is bad for you and gaining the clarity and courage to cut ties when necessary. Now, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to like the video and hit that subscribe button. Only 15% of my audience is currently subscribed, so if these insights resonate with you, I'd love for you to join our community and turn on the notification bell to stay updated. Imagine your life as a garden. Every relationship is a plant in that garden, contributing to its beauty, health, and balance, or taking away from it. Some plants thrive with minimal care, offering vibrant flowers and shade. Others are more demanding, requiring attention and work, but they reward you with fruit or unique beauty. But then there are weeds. At first they seem harmless, just another plant among many. But left unchecked, weeds spread, choking out the healthy plants, consuming resources, and taking over the garden. Worse, some plants may appear beautiful on the surface, but carry poison in their leaves, slowly seeping toxicity into the soil. These are the toxic relationships in your life. You wouldn't hesitate to remove a weed or a poisonous plant from your garden. So why do we hesitate when it comes to people? The answer is complex. Guilt, fear, attachment, and societal expectations all play a role. But if you want your garden to thrive, you have to protect it. You have to nurture the relationships that add value and let go of the ones that drain it. This isn't about being cold or unkind. It's about prioritizing your emotional and mental health. Why harmful relationships are so damaging? Before we dive into the signs that someone is bad for you, let's take a moment to understand the impact toxic relationships can have. It's easy to underestimate the harm they cause, especially when you're in the middle of one. But the truth is, toxic relationships don't just affect your mood or your day, they affect your entire life. First, there's the emotional toll. Toxic people often bring negativity, drama, and stress into your life, leaving you feeling drained, anxious, or constantly on edge. You may find yourself doubting your worth, questioning your decisions, or feeling like you're not good enough. Over time, this emotional strain can lead to depression, low self-esteem, and even physical health problems. Chronic stress from toxic relationships has been linked to everything from sleep disorders and high blood pressure to weakened immunity and heart disease. Then there's the social cost. Toxic relationships can isolate you from healthier connections, either because the toxic person monopolizes your time and energy or because their behavior drives others away. They may discourage you from pursuing your goals, undermine your achievements, or create a hostile environment that stifles your growth. And perhaps worst of all, toxic relationships can distort your sense of what's normal or acceptable, making it harder to recognize and avoid harmful people in the future. This is why recognizing the signs of a toxic relationship is so crucial. It's not just about avoiding pain, it's about protecting your ability to grow, thrive, and connect with people who genuinely care about you. The following sections will explore 7 key signs that someone is bad for you and provide insights into why these behaviors are so damaging. Sign 1. They consistently drain your energy. Let's start with one of the most obvious but often overlooked signs. Some people simply drain your energy. These are the individuals who, after every interaction, leave you feeling exhausted, stressed, or emotionally depleted. They may not even realize they're doing it, but their constant negativity, neediness, or drama takes a toll on you over time. Think about someone in your life who always has a problem, complaint, or crisis that demands your attention. It's not that you don't want to help or be supportive. Of course you do. But when every conversation feels like an emotional marathon, it's a sign that the relationship is unbalanced. You might find yourself dreading their calls or avoiding spending time with them because you know it will leave you feeling worse, not better. Energy-draining relationships aren't just inconvenient, they're harmful. They prevent you from focusing on your own needs, goals, and well-being, leaving you with little energy for the things that truly matter. Over time, this imbalance can lead to resentment, burnout, and even physical symptoms of stress. So how do you handle someone who consistently drains your energy? Start by setting boundaries. It's okay to say no, to take a step back, or to limit your interactions with someone who is overwhelming you. Remember, protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's necessary. If the person genuinely cares about you, they'll respect your boundaries. If they don't, that's a sign the relationship may not be worth preserving. Sign 2. They make you doubt your worth. Have you ever been around someone who makes you question your value? Maybe they belittle your achievements, criticize your choices, or constantly compare you to others in a way that leaves you feeling inadequate. These are the people who, instead of lifting you up, seem intent on keeping you down. This kind of behavior is particularly damaging because it targets your sense of self-worth. Over time, you may start to internalize their criticism, doubting your abilities and feeling like you're never good enough. You might find yourself seeking their approval or validation, even though it's rarely given. This creates a toxic cycle where your self-esteem becomes dependent on someone who actively undermines it. It's important to recognize that this behavior says more about them than it does about you. People who belittle others often do so out of their own insecurities, using criticism as a way to feel superior. But understanding their motivations doesn't mean you have to tolerate their behavior. If someone in your life consistently makes you doubt your worth, it's time to reevaluate the relationship. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your successes, support your growth, and remind you of your value. Cutting ties with someone who undermines you isn't just an act of self-preservation, it's a declaration of self-respect. Recognizing the signs. The first step in protecting yourself from toxic relationships is learning to recognize the signs. People who drain your energy or make you doubt your worth are not just difficult, they're harmful. Their presence in your life takes a toll on your emotional, mental, and physical health, and it's important to address these issues before they escalate. In the next part, we'll explore more signs that someone may be bad for you, including controlling behavior, broken trust, and the tendency to bring out the worst in you. But for now, Take a moment to reflect. Think about the people in your life and how they make you feel. Are there relationships that leave you feeling worse instead of better? If so, it might be time to make some changes. Sometimes, the most harmful relationships don't feel toxic right away. They start with small compromises, little things that seem insignificant on their own. But over time, these moments add up, and before you know it, you've lost pieces of yourself. Relationships that once felt supportive can slowly become controlling, manipulative, or outright damaging. This is the subtle erosion of self that toxic people can cause. It's not always loud or dramatic. It can be quiet, insidious, and hard to recognize until the damage is done. In this part, we'll explore 3 more signs that someone is bad for you: controlling behavior, broken trust, and the tendency to bring out the worst in you. Sign 3. They are overly controlling. Control can take many forms, and it doesn't always look like what you might expect. Some people are overtly controlling. They tell you what to wear, who to talk to, or how to spend your time. Others are more subtle, using guilt, manipulation, or passive-aggressive behavior to influence your choices. Either way, the result is the same. You feel like you're walking on eggshells, constantly trying to meet their expectations or avoid their disapproval. Here's the thing about controlling behavior. It's not about love, care, or concern. It's about power. When someone tries to control you, they're not respecting you as an equal. They're prioritizing their desires, fears, or insecurities over your autonomy. And that's not love. Love is about freedom, not control. Think about your relationships. Are there people who make you feel guilty for making decisions that don't align with their preferences? Do they try to isolate you from other friends or family members? Do they get upset when you assert your independence? These are red flags. Dealing with a controlling person requires clear boundaries. You need to assert your right to make your own choices and live your life on your terms. This can be difficult, especially if the person has been in your life for a long time or holds a position of authority. But remember, you are not responsible for managing their insecurities. Your autonomy is non-negotiable. Sign 4. They consistently break your trust. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship. Without it, everything else falls apart. When someone lies to you, manipulates you, or betrays your confidence, they're chipping away at that foundation. Over time, these actions create a dynamic where you're constantly questioning their motives, doubting their words, and feeling uneasy about the relationship. Here's the tricky part. Rebuilding trust is possible, but it takes effort, and not just on your part. The person who broke your trust needs to take responsibility for their actions, show genuine remorse, and demonstrate consistent, trustworthy behavior moving forward. If they're not willing to do that, the relationship isn't worth saving. Ask yourself, how many chances have you given this person? Have they made a real effort to change, or do they keep repeating the same behaviors? Sometimes we hold on to relationships out of loyalty, history, or the hope that things will get better. But if someone repeatedly breaks your trust, they're showing you who they are. Believe them. Cutting ties with someone who has betrayed you can be painful, especially if you care deeply about them. But staying in a relationship where trust is broken will only cause more harm. You deserve connections built on honesty, respect, and integrity. Sign 5. They bring out the worst in you. We all have moments when we're not our best selves, when stress, anger, or fear gets the better of us. But the people we surround ourselves with play a significant role in shaping who we are. Some relationships inspire us to be kinder, braver, and more thoughtful. Others bring out our worst tendencies, encouraging negativity, impulsiveness, or behaviors we're not proud of. Think about someone in your life who consistently brings out the worst in you. Maybe they encourage you to gossip, criticize others, or engage in unhealthy habits. Maybe they provoke you to anger, jealousy, or resentment. Or maybe their behavior is so toxic that it pushes you to act in ways that don't align with your values. This isn't just about blame. It's about recognizing patterns. If a relationship consistently leads to negative outcomes, it's worth examining whether it's truly serving you. Are you growing as a person, or are you being dragged down? Are you proud of the version of yourself that shows up in this relationship, or do you feel ashamed after every interaction? The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." This doesn't mean you should expect perfection from the people in your life. Nobody's perfect. But it does mean prioritizing relationships that support your growth and values. If someone consistently brings out the worst in you, it might be time to let them go. Staying in a relationship with someone who is controlling, untrustworthy, or toxic to your growth comes at a high cost. It drains your energy, erodes your confidence, and stifles your potential. Over time, these relationships can reshape your identity, making you doubt your worth and accept behaviors you once would have found unacceptable. The longer you stay, the harder it becomes to leave. You may feel trapped by guilt, fear of confrontation, or a sense of obligation. But here's the truth. Staying in a toxic relationship doesn't just hurt you, it also prevents you from building healthier, more fulfilling connections. Every moment you spend with someone who harms you is a moment you could spend nurturing relationships that uplift and inspire you. Recognizing when enough is enough. Recognizing that a relationship is harmful is the first step toward freedom. It's not easy, especially when emotions, history, or societal expectations are involved, but it's necessary. Controlling behavior, broken trust, and the tendency to bring out the worst in you are all clear signs that someone is bad for you. These relationships don't just affect your day-to-day life, they shape your sense of self and your ability to grow. In the next part, we'll explore the final two signs that someone is bad for you: self-centeredness and resistance to your growth. We'll also dive deeper into why cutting ties is not just a choice, but a vital act of self-preservation. For now, take a moment to reflect on the relationships in your life. Are there people who control you, betray your trust, or make you feel like a lesser version of yourself? If so, it's time to ask yourself, is this relationship worth the cost? Now, some exciting news. Our channel now offers a live stream, streaming Stoic wisdom and insights around the clock. Plus, by joining our members club, you'll unlock exclusive benefits, deeper content dives, and personal insights. Join us on this journey and let's build a meaningful life together. And I also humbly ask you to leave a comment, as it helps my channel immensely. If you do not know what to comment, just write "better every day" so I know you reached this far. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Also, I've linked some books on Stoicism that helped me become the man I am today, and will also help you achieve a Stoic mindset. Let's face it, cutting ties with someone isn't easy. Even when you know deep down that a relationship is harmful, the thought of walking away can feel overwhelming. Maybe it's because of shared history, the emotional investment you've made, or the fear of being alone. Maybe you're worried about the fallout, what they'll say, how others will react, or what it will mean for your future. These feelings are valid, but here's an important truth. Letting go of someone who is bad for you isn't about abandoning them. It's about choosing yourself. It's about recognizing that your well-being, growth, and happiness matter more than maintaining a relationship that hurts you. In this part, we'll explore two final signs that someone is bad for you: self-centeredness and resistance to your growth, and why cutting ties, while difficult, is sometimes the most powerful act of self-respect. Sign 6. They make everything about themselves. Have you ever had a conversation with someone where, no matter what you said, it somehow turned back to them? You're sharing something important, a challenge you're facing, an achievement you're proud of, and instead of listening or engaging, they redirect the focus. Suddenly, it's not about you anymore. It's about their problems, their successes, their feelings. This is the hallmark of a self-centered person, and while we all have moments of self-absorption, chronic self-centeredness can make a relationship deeply unfulfilling. Self-centered people often lack empathy. They struggle to see things from your perspective or consider your needs because they're too focused on their own. This doesn't mean they're inherently bad people. Sometimes their behavior stems from insecurity or a lack of self-awareness, but that doesn't make it any less harmful. When someone consistently makes everything about themselves, it creates an imbalance in the relationship. You might feel ignored, undervalued, or like your role is to serve their needs while neglecting your own. Think about your relationships. Are there people in your life who rarely ask how you're doing, or when they do, don't actually listen to your answer? Do they monopolize conversations, dismiss your feelings, or only reach out when they need something? If so, it's worth considering how much space you're giving them in your life. Dealing with a self-centered person requires setting clear boundaries. You might start by asserting your needs, letting them know, for example, that you'd like them to listen without interrupting, or that you need more support from the relationship. But if they're unwilling or unable to change, it may be time to reassess whether the relationship is worth maintaining. Relationships should be a two-way street, not a one-sided performance. Sign 7. They resist your growth. Growth is a natural part of life. As we learn, experience, and evolve, we inevitably change, and the people who truly care about us will celebrate that change. They'll cheer us on as we pursue new goals, develop new skills, or take steps toward becoming the best version of ourselves. But not everyone will. Some people resist our growth because it threatens their sense of stability, control, or self-worth. The emotional hurdles of letting go. The first and most challenging hurdle when cutting ties is guilt. You might find yourself thinking, am I being selfish? Shouldn't I give them another chance? What if I'm overreacting? These thoughts are normal. Society often tells us that loyalty is the ultimate virtue, that we should stick with people through thick and thin. But there's a difference between loyalty and self-sacrifice. Staying in a toxic relationship out of guilt isn't noble. It's self-destructive. It's also common to fear confrontation. The idea of telling someone that you're stepping away can feel terrifying. What if they lash out? What if they try to manipulate you into staying? What if they accuse you of being the problem? These fears are valid, especially if the person has a history of being controlling or emotionally volatile. But avoiding confrontation only prolongs the pain. Setting boundaries and standing up for yourself is an essential part of the healing process. Sadness is another inevitable hurdle. Even if you know someone is bad for you, letting go means saying goodbye to the good moments you shared, the dreams you had for the relationship, and the version of yourself that believed things could change. Grieving is a natural part of letting go, and it's important to allow yourself to feel that sadness without judgment. It's okay to miss someone and still know that leaving was the right choice. Practical strategies for cutting ties. When it comes to cutting ties, clarity and preparation are your greatest allies. Here are some steps to help you navigate this difficult process. 1. Reflect and decide with certainty. Before taking any action, take time to reflect on the relationship. Write down the ways this person has impacted your life, both positively and negatively. This exercise will help you gain clarity about why you're making this decision. If you find yourself wavering, remind yourself of the pain and harm caused by staying. 2. Set clear boundaries. When you're ready to cut ties, be clear and direct. You don't need to justify your decision extensively or engage in a long debate. A simple, honest explanation is enough. For example, "Oh, I need to prioritize my mental health, and I think it's best for us to take a step back from this relationship. Oh, this relationship has become unhealthy for me, and I need to focus on myself right now." Expect resistance, especially if the person is controlling or manipulative. Stay firm in your boundaries and avoid being drawn into arguments or guilt trips. 3. Limit contact. Depending on the nature of the relationship, you may need to set strict boundaries around communication. This might mean unfollowing them on social media, blocking their number, or avoiding places where you're likely to run into them. It's not about being cruel. It's about creating the space you need to heal. 4. Seek support. Surround yourself with people who care about you and understand what you're going through. Talk to friends, family, or a therapist about your decision and the emotions that come with it. Their support will remind you that you're not alone and that your feelings are valid. 5. Focus on self-care. Cutting ties can leave a void, but that void is an opportunity to focus on yourself. Invest in activities that bring you joy, relaxation, and growth. Whether it's journaling, exercising, picking up a new hobby, or spending time in nature, self-care is an essential part of rebuilding your sense of self. The healing process. Rebuilding your sense of self. Letting go of someone toxic isn't just about removing them from your life. It's about reclaiming the parts of yourself that were lost in the relationship. Toxic people often erode your confidence, independence, and sense of identity, leaving you feeling unsure of who you are without them. The healing process is about rediscovering your worth and rebuilding a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. 1. Reconnect with your values. Spend time reflecting on what matters most to you. What are your core values? What kind of relationships do you want to cultivate moving forward? By reconnecting with your values, you'll gain clarity about the kind of life you want to create. 2. Reframe the experience. Instead of viewing the relationship as a failure, see it as a lesson. What did you learn about yourself, your boundaries, and your needs? How has this experience shaped you for the better? Reframing the experience in a positive light will help you let go of resentment and move forward with a sense of empowerment. 3. Celebrate small wins. Healing doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process, and it's important to celebrate small victories along the way. Maybe it's the first time you say no without feeling guilty. Maybe it's realizing you went a whole day without thinking about the person. These moments are proof that you're making progress. Building a healthier future. Once you've let go of toxic relationships, you'll have the space and energy to cultivate healthier connections. Here's how to ensure that the relationships you build moving forward are fulfilling and supportive. 1. Choose reciprocity. Seek relationships that are balanced, where both parties give and receive support, love, and respect. Pay attention to whether the relationship feels mutual or one-sided. 2. Prioritize communication. Healthy relationships are built on honest, open communication. Be willing to express your needs, listen to others, and work through conflicts in a constructive way. 3. Trust your intuition. If something feels off about a relationship, trust your gut. Red flags often appear early on, and paying attention to them can save you from future pain. 4. Invest in quality over quantity. It's better to have a few meaningful relationships than many superficial ones. Focus on nurturing connections with people who genuinely care about you and add value to your life. Conclusion: the freedom of letting go. Letting go of someone who is bad for you is one of the most challenging but liberating decisions you can make. It's a declaration of self-worth, a commitment to your well-being, and a step toward a healthier, more fulfilling life. The process isn't easy. There will be moments of doubt, sadness, and discomfort, but the reward is freedom. Freedom to be yourself, to grow, and to surround yourself with people who truly uplift you. As you move forward, remember this: you are not defined by the relationships you leave behind. You are defined by the courage it takes to prioritize your happiness and the strength it takes to rebuild. Your life is your garden, and you have every right to protect it, nurture it, and let it flourish. So take a deep breath, trust yourself, and choose the relationships that allow you to thrive. Now, if any part of this message has been helpful to you, leave us your like and comment, helping the algorithm recommend it to someone who needs it at this time. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos. And if you look through the videos we've already uploaded, you're sure to find something to take with you. Have a good day. Imagine you are tending a sapling. It is fragile yet full of potential, swaying in the breeze but gradually strengthening its roots. Over time, it grows into a sturdy oak tree, deeply rooted, with branches that stretch toward the sky. This tree symbolizes maturity, the culmination of resilience, self-awareness, and the ability to weather life's storms while offering shade and stability to others. Maturity is not about age, but a state of being. It is the ability to navigate the complexities of life with grace, balancing responsibility with acceptance and self-awareness with empathy. The Stoics viewed maturity as an essential aspect of living a virtuous and fulfilling life. They believed that wisdom comes not from avoiding life's challenges, but from facing them with resilience, reflection, and purpose. Now, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to like the video and hit that subscribe button. Only 15% of my audience is currently subscribed, so if these insights resonate with you, I'd love for you to join our community and turn on the notification bell to stay updated. In this guide, we will explore 7 clear signs of maturity, each rooted in Stoic philosophy and offering a pathway to inner peace and personal growth. From accepting reality to practicing gratitude, these signs serve as a roadmap for cultivating a life of balance and harmony. Let us begin this journey with the first sign: acceptance of reality. Sign 1. Acceptance of reality. Picture a sailor navigating the open sea. The waves rise and fall, the wind shifts unpredictably, and the stars provide guidance. A mature sailor does not curse the storm or wish the wind to change direction. Instead, they adjust their sails, using what is within their control to chart a course. This is the essence of accepting reality, acknowledging life's uncertainties and adapting to them with grace. Maturity begins with accepting the impermanence and unpredictability of life. Many of life's frustrations arise not from circumstances themselves, but from our resistance to them. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught, "It is not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them." By accepting reality as it is, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and create space for meaningful action. Acceptance does not mean passivity. It is not about resigning to fate, but recognizing the boundaries of what we can control. For instance, We cannot change the past or dictate how others behave, but we can choose our responses and actions. This clarity empowers us to focus our energy on what truly matters. Cultivate acceptance through mindfulness and self-reflection. Begin each day by acknowledging the aspects of life that are beyond your control, such as the actions of others or the unfolding of events. Pair this with a commitment to focus on what you can influence, such as your attitude, choices, and values. Over time, this practice builds resilience and inner peace. Actionable steps. 1. Practice journaling to identify areas where you resist reality. 2. Use affirmations to remind yourself of what is within your control. 3. Engage in mindfulness meditation to cultivate awareness and acceptance. By embracing reality with open arms, we align ourselves with the flow of life. This maturity lays the foundation for navigating life's complexities with wisdom and grace. Sign 2. Emotional regulation. Imagine a calm lake reflecting the sky, undisturbed by the winds that ripple its surface. Emotional regulation is akin to this lake, remaining steady amidst life's inevitable storms. Maturity involves mastering our emotions so they serve us rather than control us. This does not mean suppressing emotions, but understanding and channeling them constructively. The Stoics believed that emotions, while natural, should not dictate our actions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Emotional regulation is about harnessing this strength. It begins with recognizing our emotions without judgment and understanding their origins. For example, anger often stems from unmet expectations, while fear may arise from uncertainty. By identifying these roots, we can address emotions with clarity and reason. Emotional regulation also fosters healthier relationships. When we manage our emotions effectively, we communicate more constructively and build trust with others. Imagine responding to a disagreement with patience and empathy rather than reacting impulsively. Such maturity not only resolves conflicts but strengthens bonds. Develop emotional regulation through techniques such as reframing and deep breathing. Reframing involves viewing situations from a broader perspective. For instance, instead of seeing criticism as an attack, view it as an opportunity for growth. Deep breathing helps calm the nervous system, allowing for measured responses rather than knee-jerk reactions. Actionable steps. 1. Pause and breathe deeply before reacting to challenging situations. 2. Reflect on the underlying causes of your emotions and address them constructively. 3. Practice reframing to view challenges as opportunities for learning. Think of your emotions as a fire. When managed, they provide warmth and light. When uncontrolled, they can burn and destroy. Maturity is about tending this fire wisely. Emotional regulation is a skill that evolves with practice. As we learn to master our emotions, we gain the clarity and composure to navigate life's ups and downs with resilience and grace. Sign 3. Responsibility for actions. Imagine a gardener tending to their plot. They weed it, water it, and ensure the soil is fertile. If something goes wrong, a plant wilts or fails to thrive, the gardener does not blame the sun or the rain, but examines their own practices. Responsibility is the hallmark of maturity, enabling us to take ownership of our actions and their consequences. Taking responsibility means acknowledging both successes and failures. It is about owning your decisions and understanding how they shape your life and the lives of others. Seneca taught, "A man is as unhappy as he has convinced himself he is." This highlights the power of perspective. A mature person sees setbacks not as defeats, but as opportunities to grow and learn. True responsibility requires humility. Acknowledging mistakes can feel vulnerable, but it is a necessary step toward growth. Instead of deflecting blame or making excuses, mature individuals confront their errors and seek ways to improve. This approach fosters a sense of accountability, strengthens personal integrity, and builds trust in relationships. Responsibility also extends to how we treat others. A mature person recognizes their influence on those around them and strives to act with kindness and respect. This includes apologizing when necessary and making amends for any harm caused. By taking responsibility for our actions, we contribute to healthier, more harmonious connections. Cultivate responsibility by reflecting on the impact of your actions. Ask yourself how your choices align with your values and goals. Practice accountability by owning up to mistakes and learning from them. This strengthens your integrity and empowers you to navigate life with purpose. Actionable steps. 1. Reflect on recent decisions and their outcomes. 2. Practice self-compassion while taking ownership of mistakes. 3. Set intentions to act in alignment with your values and commitments. 4. Seek feedback from trusted individuals to identify areas for growth. 5. Regularly review your progress and adjust your actions as needed. Taking responsibility is not about perfection, but about commitment to growth. It is a sign of strength and maturity that enhances both personal and interpersonal well-being. Sign 4. The value of patience. Picture a bamboo tree growing. For years it remains unseen beneath the soil, developing a complex root system. Then, almost overnight, it shoots up to great heights. This illustrates the value of patience, trusting the process and allowing time to work its wonders. Patience is a hallmark of maturity. It requires enduring delays and setbacks without frustration, understanding that good things take time. The Stoics valued patience as a virtue, believing it cultivated resilience and inner peace. Marcus Aurelius advised, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." In relationships, patience fosters understanding and empathy. It allows us to give others the space to grow and evolve, strengthening bonds and deepening trust. Patience also helps us navigate challenges without succumbing to anger or despair. Practice patience by shifting your focus from immediate results to long-term growth. Embrace the present moment and trust that persistence will yield rewards. Use mindfulness techniques to cultivate calmness and resilience in the face of delays. Actionable steps. 1. Set realistic expectations for yourself and others. 2. Reflect on past instances where patience led to positive outcomes. 3. Practice mindfulness to remain grounded in the present moment. 4. Engage in activities that require delayed gratification, such as gardening or learning a new skill. 5. Reframe setbacks as opportunities to build resilience and character. Patience is not passive waiting, but active trust in the process of life. By cultivating this virtue, we develop the resilience to face challenges and the grace to appreciate life's unfolding. Patience also extends to self-compassion. Just as we give others the time and space to grow, we must offer the same kindness to ourselves. Maturity involves recognizing that personal growth is a journey, not a destination. By embracing patience, we create the conditions for lasting change and fulfillment. Now, some exciting news. Our channel now offers a members club. By joining it, you'll unlock exclusive benefits, deeper content dives, and personal insights. Join us on this journey, and let's build a meaningful life together. And I also humbly ask you to leave a comment, as it helps my channel immensely. If you do not know what to comment, just write "better every day" So I know you reached this far. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Also, I've linked some books on Stoicism that helped me become the man I am today, and will also help you achieve a Stoic mindset. Sign 5. Clarity of purpose. Imagine a traveler setting out on a journey without a map or destination. They wander aimlessly, unsure of where to go or what to seek. Contrast this with a traveler who has a clear goal, a compass to guide them, and an unwavering determination. The difference between these two travelers is clarity of purpose, a defining feature of maturity. Clarity of purpose involves understanding one's priorities and aligning actions with deeply held values. It reflects a commitment to living intentionally rather than being swayed by fleeting desires or external pressures. The Stoics championed this principle, urging individuals to identify their higher purpose and pursue it with focus and resilience. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." This call to action underscores the importance of embodying virtue and staying true to one's principles. Having a clear purpose does not mean having all the answers. Rather, it is about knowing what matters most to you and striving to live in accordance with those priorities. With clarity of purpose, distractions lose their power, and setbacks become manageable challenges rather than insurmountable obstacles. Purpose is not just a destination, it is the guiding star that gives meaning to your journey. Cultivate clarity of purpose by regularly reflecting on your values, goals, and aspirations. Consider what brings you fulfillment and aligns with your principles. Use this self-awareness to guide your decisions and actions. Recognize that your purpose may evolve over time and remain open to growth and change. Actionable steps. 1. Write a personal mission statement that outlines your core values and goals. 2. Reflect on how your daily actions align with your purpose and make adjustments as needed. 3. Set long-term goals and break them into actionable steps. 4. Regularly evaluate your progress and celebrate milestones. 5. Practice mindfulness to stay present and focused on your intentions. Imagine a lighthouse guiding a ship through stormy seas. Clarity of purpose is your inner lighthouse, providing direction and illumination when the path ahead seems uncertain. By embracing clarity of purpose, you cultivate a sense of meaning and direction that enhances both personal and interpersonal fulfillment. This maturity empowers you to lead a life of intention and integrity. Clarity of purpose also serves as a foundation for leadership and influence. A mature individual with a clear sense of direction inspires confidence and motivates others. Whether in professional settings or personal relationships, this clarity fosters collaboration and builds trust. People are naturally drawn to those who embody conviction and align their actions with their words. Furthermore, clarity of purpose allows for better decision-making. When faced with difficult choices, a clear sense of priorities acts as a compass, guiding you toward the option that best aligns with your values. This reduces indecision and regret, enabling you to act with confidence and consistency. The Stoics believed that living in accordance with nature and reason was the highest form of purpose. For Marcus Aurelius, this meant fulfilling his role as a leader with justice and wisdom. For us, it means identifying our unique strengths and using them to contribute meaningfully to the world. Actionable steps for leadership and decision-making. 1. Identify areas where you can use your purpose to lead and inspire others. 2. Practice decisive action by weighing choices against your core values. 3. Seek feedback to ensure your actions align with your intentions. 4. Embrace continuous learning to refine your understanding of your purpose. The journey toward clarity of purpose is ongoing, requiring reflection, adjustment, and commitment. Yet, with each step, you grow closer to living a life that resonates deeply with who you are and what you stand for. Sign 6. Empathy and compassion. Picture a bridge spanning a deep river, connecting two distant shores. Empathy and compassion are like this bridge, enabling us to understand and connect with others despite differences. Maturity involves recognizing the struggles, emotions, and perspectives of others, and responding with kindness and understanding. Empathy is the ability to step into another's shoes and see the world through their eyes. Compassion takes this a step further, prompting us to act in ways that alleviate suffering and foster connection. These qualities are integral to building healthy relationships, resolving conflicts, and creating a supportive community. The Stoics viewed empathy and compassion as essential virtues, emphasizing the interconnectedness of humanity. Seneca wrote, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." Empathy and compassion do not mean sacrificing your own needs or boundaries. Maturity involves balancing care for others with self-respect and self-care. It also means recognizing when compassion is constructive and when enabling harmful behaviors may do more harm than good. In professional settings, empathy fosters collaboration and effective leadership. By understanding the needs and perspectives of colleagues, you create an environment of trust and respect. In personal relationships, empathy deepens bonds and strengthens emotional intimacy. Practice empathy by actively listening, withholding judgment, and seeking to understand others' perspectives. Show compassion through acts of kindness, support, and encouragement. Balance this with self-awareness to maintain healthy boundaries and avoid burnout. Actionable steps. 1. Engage in active listening during conversations, focusing on understanding rather than responding. 2. Reflect on times when someone showed you empathy and how it impacted you. 3. Volunteer or engage in acts of service to cultivate compassion. 4. Practice self-compassion to model empathy and kindness for others. 5. Use perspective-taking exercises to expand your understanding of diverse viewpoints. Think of empathy as a mirror that reflects the experiences of others, and compassion as the hand that reaches out to offer support. Together, they build a foundation of trust and connection. By embracing empathy and compassion, you enrich your relationships and contribute to a more understanding and harmonious world. This maturity reflects a deep awareness of our shared humanity and the power of kindness. Building a culture of compassion. Imagine a community where individuals prioritize understanding and kindness. This culture of compassion begins with each person practicing empathy in their daily lives. In families, this fosters harmony and reduces conflict. In workplaces, it promotes teamwork and reduces stress. On a societal level, it creates a ripple effect, inspiring others to act with similar care and respect. The Stoics emphasized that humans are social creatures designed to support and uplift one another. Marcus Aurelius. Now, if any part of this message has been helpful to you, leave us your like and comment, helping the algorithm recommend it to someone who needs it at this time. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos. And if you look through the videos we've already uploaded, you're sure to find something to take with you. Have a good day.